EA Sports. It's in the game.
I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of lightweight action between Roberto Durán and Pernell Whitaker. Roberto Durán's on his way to the ring right now, and you can see how excited he is for this one. Lots of confidence. Sweet pea, Pernell Whitaker's making his way to the ring right now. Puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the handsome star, Roberto. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Pernell, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
All right, gentlemen, one thing, protect yourself at all times, okay? Let's start you up.
Opening round here, scheduled for 12. Well, Teddy, here in this matchup, two guys who tend to go the distance. What do we look for early?
You know, I'm looking to see who can be more consistent in just one area. Who uses their jab a little bit steadier.
Both men trading hooks. Durán with a block. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. His opponent wanted the body, he wouldn't give it to him. Pernell Whitaker's proving to be elusive. He's getting him into position there. You can see him backing him up against the ropes. Both men digging in with uppercuts. Roberto Durán's cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut. "60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. They both decide to bring it. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Roberto Durán blocks that. Good defensive skill with the block by Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker's pushing away right there. You can see him shoving, trying to create some space. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Last 10 seconds. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
You're gonna take this. Swelling is nothing. Focus on the future.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Not getting it done with that straight right hand. Gets rid of that body shot. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Not able to connect with the uppercut. Durán with a block. Trying to go downstairs, but off target. Well, all of us can see the success he's having with the uppercut. How come his opponent can't? What should he be looking for?
Well, what he needs to do is he has to be aware where it's coming. He knows it comes when he's inside and it's coming up the middle. He needs to take his glove and just dip it down, drop it a little bit, open it up, and kind of put it underneath his chin a little bit to block that punch.
Oh, good exchange there. Pernell Whitaker's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. Halfway through round number 2, able to cover up that gut. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Nice block by Pernell Whitaker. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. He is very much being tested here, even though he's likely up on the scorecards. He's getting a real test here.
Yeah, Joe, a test that will serve him in the future. If he goes on to win this fight, which I think he will, he's going to take what he learned here today, what he gained here today, and it's going to serve him as he moves forward in his career.
Counterpunch lands from Pernell. Comes right back with some offense of his own. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Does it surprise you that he's not going to the body as much as he could be?
Well, what surprises me is that he doesn't have the intuitiveness, you know, just the instinct to understand, to recognize the situation. That's part of the ability of a good fighter, to recognize what he should be doing in a certain situation. He's not seeing that. He should be going downstairs.
End of the round is upon us. And if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Okay, listen. When he misses you with a punch, counter. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on us.
And round number 3 is underway. Durán able to land the counter punch. Good block by Durán. Both these guys obviously hopeful that their cut men will be up to the task tonight. What does it take to be a great cut man?
And you know, that's a great question. First of all, you better have the right coagulants, the right chemicals, the right medications in that corner. Avatine, adrenaline, and you have to have Vaseline where you can put it on it. But the most important thing, you have to be calm. You can't panic. And you have to put pressure on that cut, just the right amount of pressure, and then you put those medicines in it, and then you better have a fighter that can give you a round or two. He can move around and not get caught right away. Give the medicine a chance to work.
Pernell Whitaker's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Parries the punch, comes back with the hook. What a chin. And can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing? Not hitting his mark there, going upstairs. That's what Sweet Pea does best. Good counter punch. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. 1 minute to go in a round that feels like an all-time classic. Punch for punch, they're meeting each other. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Roberto Durán. Pernell Whitaker's trying to create some space. You can see how he's going about it there. Nice block. Good return fire that time. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Listen, you need to move your head from side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
Here we go with the fourth round. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Roberto Durán. Gets rid of that body shot. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. And he returns on that exchange. Not precise at all by Pernell Whitaker. Nice job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker's using that jab well very early on here, Teddy. That could be a big benefit to him tonight.
Well, it's supposed to be, Joe. He has a real good wingspan. I mean, he's got those long arms. No better way to put him to use than to use that jab and use that jab at the right distance.
Back and forth exchange. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Blocks it away. Blocks that punch. Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. Parries the punch, comes back with the hook. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Okay? I want to see more jabs. Listen, stay close to the guy. Don't let him get too far away from you. I want you to move. As
another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. He missed with that headshot. Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of fifth gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
One to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. Wow! Roberto Durán's been stunned. And there's a clinch after clearly being damaged.
All right, punch it out.
And a clinch that he needed very badly.
Good block by Durán. Boy, you gotta love being his opponent, right? You come into a fight like this tonight, you're so worried about getting off your punches, landing accurate. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Roberto Durán stunned, and he is hurt.
Now, come on, kick.
Pernell Whitaker's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. Right hand over the top. He counters back after denying his opponent's shot. Just good, precise, precision punching by our man here.
Yeah, everything in the place that it needs to be.
Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. Took a go of it to the body, but came up empty. Well, one guy's on the inside and doing well, but the other one, he doesn't look comfortable.
No, he's not physically made up to fight in the trenches. He wants to be outside.
So they come to the end of the round in what has been an all-out, action fight, Teddy.
Yeah, this is a debate right here, and each guy is fighting to get the last word in.
Don't just walk in. Walk in with head moving side to side. Side to side. Listen to me. Get on that.
Here they go again. It's been wildly entertaining. Protecting his head well with his guard. Pernell Whitaker is doing very nicely on the outside here in this fight. Oh, and look at this, Teddy, wasting no time getting to know each other.
No, they came right to the center ring, said hello.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Durán able to land the counter punch. Roberto Durán showing a great ability to adjust. He was stunned earlier, but you can see he has changed things up stylistically.
Hey, look, Joe, I was watching a football game in my room this afternoon, and you know what? The team was running the ball. All of a sudden, the run was taken away, so they started passing. I give him credit. You know, he's making an adjustment. He's trying to win the ball game. Oh, he's trying to win this fight.
Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Down he goes. The power punch got to him. To get up to his feet after that knockdown, but Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now into his heart, into his soul.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Defense just covering up down low. Comes back with an overhand right. One hook deserves another. Wow. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. Pernell Whitaker's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind him how he got there, because a lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just the punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
Relax. You can do this. You know you got this. You just focus on the fight.
And that round is underway, and we are halfway through the scheduled slate. Well, this is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down. This fight is over. Pernell Whitaker's got the win by way of knockout. He put his man down, and the 10 count was administered.
Pernell, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker's your winner by knockout, Teddy.
Well, we came in wondering whether or not his opponent had a good chin. We found out.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore saying thanks for being with us. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the New York Arena in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of welterweight action between Sugar Shane Mosley and Julio César Chávez. Shane Mosley's making his way down to the ring, and he does so with a confidence where he knows he put all the hard work in and he's ready to explode inside those ropes. Julio César Chávez is now making his way to the ring, and you can see how focused he is for the task at hand.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sugar Shane Mosley. His opponents in the blue corner, please welcome Julio César Chávez.
Well, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Any questions?
Opening round here, scheduled for 12.
Teddy, most of the fighters that you train throughout your career are guys that could be described as this, guys that really will bring it and are able to do it throughout the whole fight and go the distance. What's the mental makeup of a guy like that?
Confidence. He's been there before. He's sure that he can do it.
Nice block by Chávez. Nice block by Chávez. Chávez blocks that punch. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Julio César Chávez. Nice block by Julio César Chávez. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. There it is! Oh, he just ate a big uppercut right there. He had no idea it was coming his way. He does not look good at all.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now. Keep busy.
Excellent counterpunch by Chávez.
Teddy, we hear a lot of people talking about where are the next great fighters coming from. In your eyes, I mean, you're around gyms all over the country, all over the world. Where are they coming from?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you where they're not coming from. They're not coming from football anymore. In the old days, the big guys, instead of going on the football field, somebody would look to make them into the next heavyweight champ. But now they're going to college, they're going to places where they find it a little bit of an easier travel. And we're losing a lot of those athletes.
Sugar Shane blocks that punch. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Oh, look at that. They exchange hooks. 10 seconds remaining in this round.
I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his misses. Let's work on that swelling.
You're doing it. Very, very good.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Very clever move there. A little defense turns to offense. The counter punch by Chávez. Took a shot. Now he gives a left. Shane Mosley from Pomona, California, and his career aligns and parallels with another Southern California fighter, and that, of course, is Oscar De La Hoya. So even though Shane has been one of the best of his generation, just a little bit in the shadow of a fellow Southern California fighter.
Yes, that's true. I mean, he has the name Sugar Shane Mosley, but he has a fighter who was a terrific amateur just like him, even a better amateur. He won gold medal in the Olympics and has a name that can catch up to Sugar Shane. And of course, that's the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Of course, Shane Mosley is the only boxer who has beaten Oscar De La Hoya 2 times in his career.
Yeah, well, he can match up real well. He's just as fast as De La Hoya, maybe even faster than De La Hoya, but a little stronger, a little bit more physical than De La Hoya.
Accurate counter punch by Chávez. A stinging uppercut by Mosley. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Shane Mosley's got a way of just getting away from that punch. Last 10 seconds. Good block by Julio César Chávez. Well off the mark by Julio César Chávez.
I'm not going to stand here and watch you take those shots. You understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. Get on that.
I want you to bang the head and the body, all right? Upstep, downstep, over again. Let's get on that swelling. Get the compress on that.
And round number 3 is underway. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Julio César Chávez. What a good counter punch by Chávez.
Keep those hands up.
Parries that punch away. And counterpunch by Julio César Chávez. Chávez blocks that punch. Good job protecting himself. And a good counter by Chávez. Seconds to go here in this round. A headshot blocked.
Teddy, obviously you don't become a multi-division world champion, have over 100 career wins without having some hefty skill set. What was it about JCC that he did well in the ring?
I think the tangible things for me that stick out is, one, his chin, iron, reliable. That's how you have that many wins, and that's how you have longevity. You're there. And the other thing, great body puncher. He wore guys down as the fights went on.
You're not focused. Pace yourself. Keep moving, keep moving. Move around the ring.
Denies his opponent, comes with the overhand right. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Julio César Chávez. Chávez has got some swelling that now you figure his opponent's going to target. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Julio César Chávez. Well off the mark by Chávez. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action. The kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Jab your way, okay? Whatever you do, throw that jab. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight.
Here we go with the fourth round. Nice block by Sugar Shane. A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Chávez. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Julio César Chávez. Well-placed counterpunch by Chávez. Chávez's cut, man, is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to the side before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head.
Teddy, little Chávez trivia. He holds the record for the most successful defense of a world title with 27 and the most world title fights with 37. Anything dealing with longevity is going to fall into a category that he's going to dominate.
Yeah, again, his strengths were not in one category where you say, you know, he's just scintillating in speed or scintillating even in power. But there were so many things he did well. He had a great chin. He was a good body puncher. He was very, very reliable.
Well, he took one right there, but then he targeted one right back. Good job protecting himself. Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Chávez. him with a left hand. Sugar Shane blocks that punch. Chávez's cut is on the cheek, and you can see that it's bothering him a bit right now. That's something we'll keep our eye on. With some offense of his own. Devastating blow by Julio César Chávez.
Don't look at each other big punches, okay? Use your speed. Double up the punches. I want to see combos. Get the compress on that.
Throw him off of head movements. That's it. Throw him off of head movements. Nice work. Nice work. You're doing good.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Chávez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. Not able to land the uppercut. Wow, great action right from the start. Hey, I don't know that they can keep up this pace, but if they do, what a night we got ahead of us.
Yeah, we're getting tired just watching this early part.
Protecting his head well with his guard. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. And a good counter by Mosley. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. He returns the favor with an uppercut. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Chávez is now fighting two opponents. The man opposite him and his eye swelling.
Yeah, but you can't panic, Joe. This is boxing. You know, this is not the opera. These things happen, and champions win under these conditions. So right now, believe it or not, strategy. You got to stay calm, and you got to start thinking, okay, it's this eye that's swollen. I'm going to keep the fight on the side of the ring where I can see with my good eye. You got to really think that clearly in these kind of conditions.
Then throw a straight right down the middle. Let's get on that swelling.
downstairs to upstairs, okay? Bodies in head. Let's focus. Get the compress on. Get the compress on that. Let's work on the swelling. If you work on the swelling.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking, and that's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down and to have a great resolve and to be able to chip away, chip away. He's chipping.
Teddy, so many times a fight like this is so hard to score. It's been wildly entertaining, but it's also been dead even.
Yes, it has. And this is where the judges really have to be on their P's and Q's and not get caught up in the action. That sounds funny. You know, the fans could get caught up in the action, but they have to watch. They, being the judges, have to specifically watch punches that are landing clean versus punches that are just being thrown.
Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities, because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Blocks the headshot. A nice block by Chávez. Sugar Shane Mosley's got a cut. It looks like it's below the eye on the cheek, but it's something that needs to be monitored. Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. He scored well after being hit himself. Way to block there. Job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Chávez. Final 10 seconds of the 6th round. And Chávez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. So we've come to the halfway point of what has been a very highly competitive bout. And Teddy, if it stays that way throughout this night, then this is going to be an all-time classic.
Get on that. Get on that.
Here we go. Action to start the 7th round. Blocks the headshot. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Shane Mosley's proving to be elusive. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good block by Julio César Chávez.
In and out, in and out.
Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand.
Keep that head moving.
Good return fire that time. Way to block there. And Chávez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Nice. Good control, all right? Got that? All in control, so take it to the head. Take your time.
Round 8 is underway. Able to dismiss that body shot. Chávez is showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. Holy cow! Chávez is in bad shape. Julio César Chávez rattled right there, and he is able to hold on and clinch.
No holding, come on,
And that
punch
is
it out.
why he's surviving, and that's why he's Chávez, because he's human, and he knows how to deal with those human moments.
A nice block by Mosley. Sugar Shane blocks that punch. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Able to dismiss it. Nice job to land that counter punch and getting away from one of his own by Chávez. What a chin. Can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing?
And more importantly, can his opponent believe it? You know what? You want to hit a guy, so you figure that that's a good thing, that's an encouraging thing. This is a case where his opponent might get discouraged just by seeing his guy take those kind of shots.
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. hand after getting tagged like that. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Mosley able to block that punch. End of the round there. He was able to stun his opponent. Teddy, when you're training a guy that's coming off a round where he just got to his man, what do you do? Do you say, hey, I saw that and here's how you did it? How do you approach that?
Well, you want to make sure you remind them exactly what you're talking about, how he set it up. Don't think about just the big punch that landed. Remember how you got to that point.
Almost done. You had him that round. We're in control. Next round, let's keep busy. Relax. Relax. You're doing great.
Another round. Will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight.
Keep your head. Keep working the head.
Nice block by Julio César Chávez. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Blocks the headshot. Very clean offense from defense by Chávez. Chávez is making me real curious here, Teddy. I wonder, should he be sticking with this style after being rocked in this fight?
It's still early enough. I would say yes. You know, you don't want to panic. You don't want to just throw everything overboard. You want to stay with what brought you here. Hey, he's been taught this not for hours, not for days, not for weeks. You know, months and years he's been taught this. You don't throw it out. You stay with it.
Good block by Sugar Shane. Nice strike after catching one by Julio César Chávez. 1 minute to go in this round. Neither man has decided to slow down at all. Oh boy, what a round. Wow, is he defensively sound. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. How about a return to sender with the left hand? This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Let this punch and throw. Don't try down in the middle. Listen, he's done. He's done. I want you to double up on that jab and finish off with a hook, okay? 1, 2.
And now they start round number 10. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Good block. Able to cover up that gut. Blocks it away. Well-placed counterpunch by Mosley. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Able to dismiss that body shot. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Good defense, just covering up down low. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. A nice block by Chávez. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Julio César Chávez.
Keep the head moving.
Good block there by Mosley. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
All right, listen.
Nice work. Listen, I want you to go downstairs and upstairs, okay? Body then hand. Let's do this. Wait for him to get it up.
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Julio César Chávez. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Julio César Chávez.
Beat him to the punch.
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Good block there by Chávez. fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Mosley able to block that punch. Sugar Shane blocks that punch. Well-placed counter punch by Chávez. Making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
Listen, he's going to get desperate. He's going to come forward now because he has to. Let's get on this one. Get the complex on him.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. That's a good block by Mosley. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Julio César Chávez. What a fierce display, but unable to connect by Julio César Chávez. Chávez is missing these power shots. I mean, he keeps going after it, guns away, but unable to hit the target.
Yeah, he's not thinking. You know, he's excited. You know, he's just, I think right now, to be honest with you, he wants to make this fight easier by scoring a knockout, and he's making it.
Wow! Chávez is early on here in the round, and he's already down, and he doesn't look good at all. Rises to his feet, but now some questions to be answered.
Well, the old-timers would say you've never seen a fighter tested till they've been on the floor. Going down is one part. When you get up, what do you do? Not just get up. What do you do now?
Good block.
Keep working the jab.
Sugar Shane blocks that punch. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. Holy cow! Chávez's legs, and once again he goes down. The question is, can he rise up again? He can bring it, but now can he respond? Chávez gets up from the mat and has to fight on.
Well, now the most important thing is, what does he do? Does he figure out why he was on the mat?
That was a miss by Mosley. Good defense just covering up down low. And we send it up to the ring at the end of this fight to hear what the judges had to say.
Tonight, the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner,
Shane Mosley's your winner by unanimous decision, Teddy.
Well, the question from the beginning was, could he get inside and make it his kind of fight? He did.
That does it from ringside. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us.
Training to get like this. How you gonna tell me it's raining when it's only drizzling? So stop all the pump faking and the dribbling and shoot the other kids trying to get it in. Better believe me, easy, they say